It seems like just yesterday that when an NBA team took a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, you knew the result was in hand. In some instances, a 20-point lead at any time of the game would essentially ice it. When a lead got large enough, coaches would pull their starters and let the bench units get some run to finish things out. And while that still may happen from time to time, coaches are less likely to do so until the final minute of the game nowadays. And even then, you never know when the improbable will happen. Just ask Nick Nurse. There's been a drastic change in offensive philosophy over the last decade that has been the catalyst for this unpredictability. LeBron James recently explained why on his and JJ Redick's podcast. Basically, it comes down to the three-point revolution led by Steph Curry, which has made it much easier cut into huge deficits quick.
My first 2 years.
Yeah.
But you know what? If we had a 19... It's a few things there. So, like, with the three ball, we've seen it so often now. No lead is really safe.
No.
Think back to early in your career. I came in the league in 06, 07. I played no minutes my first 2 years.
Yeah.
But you know what? If we had a 19-point lead going into the fourth, I might get all 12 minutes of garbage time.
For sure.
People would clear their benches.
Yeah, for sure.
This was 15 years ago.
For sure.
People would clear their benches with a
sure.
17-point lead in the fourth and 9 minutes to go.
For sure.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore. You know why? Because I believe in 08, 09, or whenever that little light-skinned fucker came in the league, that's in Golden State, he changed that whole narrative. He did. He single-handedly changed the no lead is safe. It's like Pat Mahomes right now.
It's interesting you bring up Steph.
He changed that whole narrative.
Quickly. Today, NBA games have become less and less predictable. The only thing we can really seem to predict is that whoever makes more three-pointers is going to win the game. To get into this further, the YouTube account, JXMY Highroller, recently uploaded a video breaking down the numbers, which at one point highlights an ESPN article with this Victor Wembanyama quote. The biggest thing
I have made a prediction on who I think will win the NBA title, and I use strictly numbers and potentially predictive metrics to narrow down my decisions. Overall, I think my predictions went all right. In 2022, I chose the Celtics to win it all, and they came within 2 games of doing just that. Last season, I chose the Celtics again, and if it weren't for the Heat being the greatest 8 seed ever assembled, that might have panned out as well. So this season, I considered predicting the eventual NBA champs once again. By the way, I think it's going to be the Nuggets. But as fun as these experiments are, the reality is numbers will never get you all the way to the correct conclusion, no matter how many metrics you factor in. The game is just too unpredictable. And just a week into the NBA playoffs, we all got a jarring reminder of just how unpredictable it can be. But Game 2 of the Lakers-Nuggets series in particular really crushed my hopes of ever being able to pin down any sort of coherent prediction. After being down 20 points in the third quarter, the Nuggets crawled back and completed one of the largest comebacks in playoff history.